Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
Whether you know him as Diddy, Puff Daddy or Sean Combs, you're bound to recognise his face. As a rapper and entrepreneur, Diddy has established himself as one of showbiz's true jack-of-all-trades.
You know what it is, I'm back in the building. Security strap still stacking a million.
In the early 90s, he put himself on the map with the establishment of Bad Boy Records, and it didn't take long for him to become a household name. Today, he is one of hip-hop's most versatile stars. In addition to his performing persona, he's become a prominent businessman. His clothing label, Sean John, has become a celebrity favourite in the United States and is making its European debut this month. Whether it's music, fashion or the big screen, he'll make you pay attention. Sean Diddy Combs is your connector of the day. Well, it's been 12 years now since Diddy first launched his fashion label back in New York Fashion Week all that time ago. Sean John line is now worth $500 million, would you believe? I spoke to him a little earlier and began by asking him why he thinks the fashion armour of his empire has been so successful.
It was fashion for men that was timeless fashion. It wasn't based on trends, and it was clean, it was sophisticated, it was aspirational, but yet it still had an urban edge. And you know, once it hit the stores, it was flying out the stores, and then we really became known for our runway shows, which were very exciting and brought a lot of excitement back to entertainment, and it coined the phrase fashiontainment. And my concept was always, and my concept still to this day is, you know, I get dressed for my girl. You know, I get dressed, I want her to say that I look nice. It's been an extraordinary ride with Sean John. It's been, I mean, most people call it a phenomenon to come from, you know, the inner city of Harlem, New York, and to, you know, be a kid growing up, you know, walking down Fifth Avenue, window shopping, not really having enough money to actually buy the clothes on Fifth Avenue, to actually opening up a store on Fifth Avenue is something that, you know, I'm very proud of and my team is very proud of.
It's very hard to move between continents with fashion, isn't it? Because
yes,
tastes differ.
Yeah.
How can you translate that success? And it's an undoubted success, $500 million a year, it's unbelievable. How can you translate that to a completely different market, which is Europe?
Our mission was to conquer the U.S., which we have, and then go to Europe. And we're actually looking, you know, pursuing and looking for the right partner, the right strategic partner in, you know, in the different global territories. We have been able in the U.S. to break down color barriers, to break down stereotypical barriers. You know, a lot of people, if they see somebody of color, they may think, oh, it's the baggy clothes or it's the hip-hop clothes. And when you see our line, which hopefully we'll get to show your viewers, is directly the opposite. It's pure fashion. It's elegant. It's edgy. It's sophisticated. It's fun. And it's so important what I do every day. I take it as important because it breaks down those stereotypes. I mean, the suit I'm wearing, it's a suit like yours, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Tailored?
Yes, tailored. It's not, you know, extra baggy. It's not sagging off my butt, you know. I make clothes for everybody, man.
Yeah.
I make clothes for all colors.
Yes.
And, you know, people that listen to all types of music, it's just fashion. Fashion has no color lines.
Your business interests actually go across music, fashion, movies, and you've been very successful. Michelle has written to us saying, you have been a creative entrepreneur for years. What keeps you inspired to advance with new, varied projects? I guess I can add to that the fact that how do you manage to make everything work well? Is there one overriding thing you're doing with your brand, as it were?
I would say to Michelle that it's all in the product. I think that your success really relies on your product, whether it's my fragrance, whether it's my music, my television shows, my movies, you know, my fashion. It's all in the product. I try to make things that you don't have to see the logo. You don't have to see the branding. When you see my collection, people would assume, seeing it for the first time, that it would have a bunch of logos on it, and it just doesn't. I have a concept that if you see it from, you know, 50 yards away, it should attract you. It should make you want to get closer to it because of the way the product looks. And, you know, once you look at the label, that's the surprise.
Patricia wants to know, what business advice could you give to a young generation trying to become entrepreneurs out of the recession?
Really take the conservative approach. If you have a great idea, you'll be able to get the information without putting everything on the line. This is a very dangerous time, you know, and there's a way that you can pursue your dreams and also at the same time not lose it all if it's not successful.
Dapo asks, when you first started Bad Boys Records at the age of 24, did you imagine you would be so successful? A lot of the questions are along these lines because you're talking about the techniques for business, but actually, where did you get that confidence as a young kid in New York?
One of the things that I say to young people that want to follow in my footsteps is I say you actually have to be crazy. You can't believe in the reality that's presented in front of you. You have to believe that you're going to be as great as you can be. And in our society, it's not, you know, we're not inspired to do that. We're not inspired to dream big.
So what inspired you? What got you going?
I would say I was probably crazy, you know.
You're still crazy?
Yeah, still crazy. But crazy in a positive way. You have to, I mean, you think about...
You're talking about risks. You're a risk taker.
I'm talking about crazy. You know, a young kid from the inner city, you know, just with a single mother, just saying that, you know, one day he's going to be one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. That would be that's like a crazy concept. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in that. But most importantly, you have to do the work that it's going to take to get to that point.
But did you know you were going to be this successful when you were young? You did.
Yes, I
so
did.
You had that in the back of your mind all the time?
Yes, I did. I was crazy. And I still am.